Hello everybody, my name is Kenneth and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are back with the Rose. Specifically, we're back with WOOSUNG. This is his newest solo release. I think we're gearing up for an album, but this is his latest solo release, Day That I Died. Before we get into this, I think based on the title, we're going to get like a really serious ballady maybe type song. The title is quite dramatic, so I would be very surprised if it's going to be like an upbeat EDM club banger kind of song. Pause warning for anyone who's new or returning. I'm autistic. I do pause a lot. I like to give my thoughts. If I can give my thoughts in short, snappy bursts, I will. But often I need to pause in order to give myself time to process what I want to say, and I don't want to miss anything. This is not a substitute for the original content. Please go and support the original video, the original song. This is just me sharing my first time reaction with you guys. So if that's not for you, I totally understand. I'm sure there are a bunch of reactors that don't pause half as much as I do, and that's absolutely okay. And I hope you find someone. But without any further ado, let's get into WOOSUNG's Day That I Died. Ooh, okay. I'm loving that there was like when the chords going dun, 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 on like I think every chord change, or at least the beginning of that pattern, there was like a whoosh kind of sound in the background. Okay, I'm ready. I'm loving the way that this fades in, and you've got this kind of dark sound stage. It's really perfect for that fade in.
Woke up to the
Ooh.
this morning.
Okay, I know I'm already pausing, but the way his voice came in there. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure a lot of you did, but I don't know if you guys watched their Coachella set. I watched both weekends. Yes, I know that they're the same set, both weekends. I watched both weekends, and when I watched the second weekend, I think WooSung was a little bit sick or something. There was something not quite right with his voice, I think. And Dojun was doing a lot of his parts for him in his place. And I think shortly after he announced that he was quitting smoking. And I'm really proud of him that he chose to take that step, just because I know that as a vocalist, obviously your instrument is your voice. Obviously, yes, he plays other things, but you know his one of his primary instruments is his voice, and obviously smoking can damage your voice a little bit. And so I was really proud that despite how because he talked about how it had been like how smoking had been like there for him for a long time, and it was a big step. I'm proud that he took that step. But the reason I say that is just hearing the way that he immediately came onto this song. He sounds so good, and I'm just so happy that his voice, just because my heart was a little was breaking a little bit when I was watching the second weekend of the Coachella set, just because I was like, I was while I obviously I don't know him personally, I was kind of like, oh, I'm worried. You know what I mean? So I'm loving. Sorry, I had to pause to just say that off the bat. But yeah, let's go back a little bit.
Up to the TV.
I'm
This
loving his little fluffy outfit, little fluffy jumper.
voice in my head like a recording, drowning in the words that I wish we never said. While I count up all the tears
Oh,
as they pour in.
that's a beautiful lyric.
Oh, every time I play it back again, I'm right there where you left me.
Oh, the way that he delivered that line and it's like a trademark like WOOSUNG like vocal tone that he has. You know, you hear it and you know it's him, but just that fragility on the high notes, higher parts in that phrase. I like that with this music video. I already said about the kind of the darker stage, um, which really kind of allows him to step out. It also allows obviously the piano to step out. But I really, really like how intimate this is because of all of that that darkness. And yes, there's that light behind him, and probably a light kind of behind the camera, maybe, just because of how the jumper is kind of lit up with like a key light kind of vibe. Um, it really makes this feel really intimate, and allows us to really be in the moment with Woo-sung as he's performing this. Um, I'm loving the lyricism so far.
Back again, I'm right there with
I'm liking as well the fact that it's all piano so far.
standing in the kitchen lights. I swear that I won't ever leave this room.
Oh, I love that.
89 with flowers growing out my eyes.
I'm loving the rose petals, I think they are. Ooh. Oh, that just that falling motif, and notation there. Oh, so pretty. I'm sorry. I'm really liking this. I'm gonna call it a pre-chorus slash bridge slash refrain. I don't know. I'm assuming we're going to go into a chorus, but I'm in love with this. This sounds amazing. I love when, sorry, I know I'm already pausing, but when when that started, there's like a boom, and it's really funny because it adds weight, because obviously the kind of the higher tone is quite light and not airy, but it's softer, and so it brings almost that contrast a little bit. um oh no, I like this. I like this. I can't tell if it's also, there's also like a vocal, like a background vocal that's like spread out is the wrong word, but it's filling the space between like the piano and his voice, or if it's some kind of other instrument, because this song quite so far has been quite bare bones. You've got obviously Woo-sung's voice, the piano, and then those kind of sound effects, those like almost like mallet sounds, like bong, I want to say. And so it's interesting if it is a vocal, like background vocal, that's been really like reverbed and kind of pushed back in the mix a little bit, or if it's actually an instrument. Sorry, I will get past this part, but I'm loving how simplistic this song is, but how there's still so many layers.
Holding on to hope I hold you in another life. There's a hole in my chest, 'cause
There's a guitar there,
you left,
or some kind of string
they've
instrument there.
died.
Ooh.
Find me pushing roses
Ooh.
in the garden when I'm long gone and my memory is forgotten. If you're
Oh, I'm loving the strings we've got in now.
and I'm stuck in the aftermath, tell me your house will forever stay haunted.
Oh, I love that. The use of the haunted house there feels to me like, so obviously in in general life, haunted house is scary and something you don't want to go back. But he wants the house to forever stay haunted, almost to kind of freeze what they had in time. Um, there's something really heart-wrenching about the way that this song is. It's very poetically written. Um, a lot of rhyming and stuff like that. But it's also very flowery in the way that he's discussing um, this former relationship. Um, and while obviously you could take it as um, kind of about being about a person, I think you could also say, and I don't think it would be too much of a stretch to say, that this also could be towards his relationship with cigarettes. I might be wrong. I might be totally off the ballpark. Um, Obviously, a lot of the kind of lyricism is based more in relationships, but there's just this element of, again, when I go back to like when he posted on Instagram about quitting smoking, there was a lot of emotion and reverence might be the wrong word, but reverence towards his relationship because relationship towards smoking, because there's this kind of, it's always been there for me, it's always supported me, it's always been something that I could turn to. And so when there's that line about, again, being a house being forever haunted, um to me, I feel like you could interpret that, yes, again, towards people, but at the same time, um towards the kind of the emotional quality of that relationship that he had with cigarettes, because of the fact that it was there for him in times of need, and he was able to um again rely on it. This is really beautiful though.
Your house will forever stay haunted. Whoa, every time.
I'm also loving the fact that the piano is crying, like it's leaking, but obviously that to me is more indicative of being representative of his tears. Obviously he's pouring out his soul, and so it would be natural for, when you write like a really emotive song, it would be natural for you to cry or to have some kind of emotional response. So I like the way that while he's performing and you can see the emotion in his face, it's being shared in this visual way, with the piano, especially again because with the cinematography of this music video, again, every bit of focus is on WOOSUNG and on the piano. Everything is deliberately shot in order to highlight those two parts.
Every time I play it back again, I'm right there where you left me, standing in the kitchen lights.
I love the way that he takes really like remote, relatable moments, yes, growing old, but things like standing in the kitchen light, you could imagine a scene playing out of him and this person. They've just come back from their day. Um, maybe one of them is doing the dishes, or cooking something, or um, doing something normal. But I like the way that, because of how he delivers it, these normal situations are heightened and have a lot more meaning.
Leave this
Ooh.
room. Honey, I'll be 89 with flowers growing out my eyes, waiting here for you, holding on to.
Part of me is sorry, I'm laughing not at the song, I'm laughing at myself. Part of me is breaking a little bit because the piano's on fire, and part of me is like, please be CGI, please don't be real fire. But then part of me is breaking just because obviously this relationship, whatever it is, whoever it's about, whatever it's about, clearly meant so much to him. And again, this use of the visuals, you know, he had the tears, now he has the kind of the flames. It's almost indicative of kind of him turning self-destructive as in response to it. But also the kind of the anger that he feels, and maybe it's not fully like full blown rage, but the anger, um, and maybe anger isn't even the right word, but that kind of emotion that that the relationship is over. Um, Please be CGI.
Hope I hold you in another life. There's a hole in my chest. 'Cause the day that you left was the day that I died.
Ooh, ooh, I love that. The way that, yes, you know, his lead vocal, but there was like these background vocals that were again filling out the space.
The day that I died.
There's something else as well, but I like the way that those, they're almost like cries, certainly high tones anyway, vocalizations. But they were here, but they were. It felt like they were not pulsating, but that kind of movement of in and out kind of thing, if that makes sense. I'm loving that little riff as well.
I'll never leave this room.
And that line now also, I didn't think about this earlier, but there's that line. Obviously here, he's in this room. And so it makes the kind of the shot of this even more kind of heartbreaking, just because there's nothing around him. The one kind of redeeming slash hopeful thing is this room, and obviously he doesn't literally mean this room that's in the music video, probably, but because this room is kind of what's in the music video, the kind of hopeful little aspect, the little tinge of hope, is the fact that he has his piano and he has his voice, and so he's able to express how he feels, and he's able almost to use music to survive. You know, there's no kitchen here anymore. There's no kitchen light. There is a light, but there's no kitchen light. It's very cold. It's it's like a white light, rather than like a warm orange or anything like that. But you know, there's no food, there's no drink, there's no happiness or anything beyond the kind of the piano. And so there's that little tinge of hope that, and maybe that's a little tinge of hope that he has, that the person will come back. You know, that kind of, if I play this song for you, you'll see the mistake you made kind of thing, and not in like a toxic way, but just like kind of, because it could be, you know, that kind of thing could be toxic, but in a different way of I'm here, you know.
Leave this room, waiting if they should.
Ooh, the voice there felt like it was pushed forward in the mix.
Hole in my chest. 'Cause the day that you left was the day that I died.
Ooh, that was such a perfect way of ending that. Just almost the faltering tight, you know. We've heard throughout this song how he you know, can clearly hit that note, but he allows himself here. He allows himself here to really be vulnerable. And I think that's the other thing as well of his decision to have this film filmed this way. Obviously, as well, the director. I saw the director there at the end. His name was Christian Haas. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. But very very deliberate choice to have that stage kind of set up with just him and the piano, that single light in the camera, probably again a key light behind the camera, and apart from the roses, the fallen roses, and I think those changed color actually as the music video went on. They went red at the beginning as they fell, and then when they'd fallen, they seemed to turn like a white color. But my point, I think it was very deliberate to show WOOSUNG's versatility and vulnerability. That he doesn't need big bold elements kind of to make his point and to reach out. I really enjoyed this. I was scared, I'll be honest, that I might cry during this, but I held it together. It was a beautiful song. And again, I think my biggest thought that I have about this is just the fact that this song is so simplistic in terms of instrumentation. It's completely led. There are other elements, but it's completely led by WOOSUNG's voice and the piano. Again, you do have those background elements. There were strings in parts, but the kind of the leading force and the driving force of the song was his voice and the piano. And again, it kind of gives you that almost authentic songwriter kind of aspect. The song talks about how he's not leaving this room, and so it makes sense if you imagine like you're at home and you have a piano in your home, and that's the room you choose to stay in. There's only going to be so many elements that you have at your disposal, and so I feel like the production is intentionally, I wouldn't say threadbare, but because there were a lot of again layered vocals and instrumentations. I think there was a guitar at parts as well, but it was very minimal, almost to kind of make that point, but also again to kind of drive the point of the intimacy home to the listener. Again, the lyrics were really poetic and really beautiful. But I think his delivery just really heightened the experience. Because it was almost, again, you had this very simple soundstage, piano and WOOSUNG, but yet through the lyrics, you were able to see a story. Like again, I could see images as I listened, because just the way that he wrote the song and kind of the lyrics of the song, they allowed you to imagine what was not physically shown, or visibly shown, should I say. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'm really looking forward to his new album. I don't know when it's coming out. I know it's available for pre-order, but I'm really looking forward to it. Um, wow, wow. I hope the song really does. I hope the song does well. I know again, just as kind of a last thought, just generally about the Rose. I know that and this made me really happy. I know a lot of people um went to Coachella and discovered them um, on the stage there, and so I'm hoping that both this solo comeback for WOOSUNG as well as the kind of the wider discography of the Rose um, starts getting a lot more recognition. Um, this was such a beautiful song um, that it honestly deserves to be heard by as many people as possible. Um, Final thing, just my outro. Thank you guys so much for watching. As I said at the beginning of the video, this is not a substitute for the original song, the original video. Please go and check out the original song and the original video, especially if you are someone who just wants to watch the original content, which you should. Um, this was just, as I said, I just wanted to share my reaction to this with you guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone. Bye.